Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Batmobile Stage 5 from Fanhome. Let's go ahead and get the book open and we'll get the parts open and start working on the build. So this looks to be where we start doing the V8 motor, which is the Batmobile according to Canon has a jet engine in it, a turbo, but the actual car had a V8 in it. So just looking, we have DM and CM screws. These are screws that are going to be going into metal. FP, so they're going to be going into plastic. We've got a couple of little tiny connectors here for the cable. We've got the cable and some various plastic pieces. So first thing they want us to do is assemble the bell housing, and to assemble the bell housing, make sure which is which. We have two, like I said, we have two of these plastic pieces. They're actually T's, and the way you can tell is this one here is 5C, which goes into the bell housing because it sticks up a little bit above the top of the part where this one does not. So it's going to go in here just like this. Actually, look at me go. Actually, it goes into this one, not into the bell housing. I'm just looking. So it's going to go on here like that, creating a lug on the outside. That's going to take two of the FP screws. These look to be, are they smaller screws or? No, they're normal size. So let me get the PHO out. Got out the PH00, but I need the O, and that would be this one here. So we're going to put this on here like that, and to get it to fit that extra piece of tab, actually, let me see. Yeah, to get it to fit, the extra tab sticks up above. And these are, by the way, these are flanged screws. Let me get them both started. Come on. And I'll tighten this one all the way down and go back and tighten the other one. And I'm just making them snug so I don't strip out the threads. So that's what that piece looks like. Like I said, now we have a external point there that a screws or something is going to go into. And we're doing the same thing on the bell housing itself. And these are DM screws going in here, so we're going to need the oil. These little jars are great, but they do get a little bit clogged because you're using oil. They're meant for like alcohol or something like that. Just be aware that they may get a little bit more difficult to get the oil out of. Dip it in the oil. Get this one started. Dip this one in the oil and get it started. And then tighten this one all the way down. Tighten this one all the way down. After that, we're going to take the back of the bell housing that we started out with. We're going to put it on here. We're going to end up with, once it's put together, we're going to end up with a lug sticking out of each end. We're going to use 3 CM screws here, here, and here to hold it on. I managed to pull just 3 out. Let's see. Okay, I was looking at it and it looked like those holes were awfully big, but the holes are designed for the screw to go down inside of. Same as always. Get all 3 screws started before actually tightening any one all the way down. This is going into metal so you can tighten it to your heart's content. Unless you break the screw, you shouldn't have an issue. So that's the bell housing, and I'm sure the transmission is going to hook onto here, and the engine's going to hook onto here. Next thing we have to do is, actually this is nice and stiff, but we take this cable, they want us to cut it into 2 pieces, and I'm pretty sure this is not the scale on here. It says cut it into 2 pieces, and just to make sure, inches, millimeters. Yeah, that's 140 millimeters. But before I do that, I'm going to prepare this plastic tubing because it's a little bit easier if you put a piece of wire inside of it. So I will be back in just a second. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the wire here. I'm going to put it in after I cut the pieces. The first one is going to be 70 millimeters. And these don't have to be exact, just as close as you can get it. You're going to be routing these tubes anyway. They would be wires on the real car. The second one is going to be 60 millimeters. And I'm actually going to do it a little bit different than what I was originally thinking, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these pieces on, the end pieces on first, and then I'm going to put the wire through, because I don't want the wire to stop me from being able to put the parts on that belong on the belong on here with it on the wire. Okay, so take the longer of the 2 pieces and push the starter connector on it, which is the silver one. And you're just going to push it on here like that. And actually, this is stiffer tubing than we get a lot of times. Just push it on like that. And then that's going to go on here, right here like that. But before I permanently attach that, let me go ahead and got some pretty gnarly pieces at the end there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to take this, straighten it as best I can, lay it on here next to the tube, and I've got to leave room for the part that's pushed in here and the part that's going to be pushed on the other end. So I'm going to cut it about there, a little bit shorter than the actual tubing is. Let's just make sure. Yeah, see, there's the length of the tubing, and I've left a little bit of room on either end so that the parts that go into the tube won't get blocked. You will still be able to get them in. And this slides in really pretty easily. use the end of this one to push this piece further in. The key thing is you want to be able to still get something in the other end once it's pushed all the way. And see, I've got about that much room left, and I can now shape this wire however I want to when it goes into the car. So now I will go ahead and push that in there permanently. Hopefully it will not pop back out. It'll probably fall out while when it's in storage. That's okay. When we know where it's going to be, its final place is going to be, I can actually super glue that. So this one, we're going to do the same thing. Take the wire, or take the sleeve tubing, lay it against here. I'm going to cut it right about there. Slide this one in here. By the way, do not use your nippers. Get a good pair of side cutters for this. If you use your nippers, you're going to put some pretty good scarring on them. This is something that they don't tell you to do. It's just a friend of mine, Marvel Phoenix, or Todd, does this on all of his models, and it makes complete sense to do this on the motors. So just like on the other one, push that in there, and you can see the wire is not sticking out there, but this is formable. You take it and you're going to push it onto the starter. They've got it going in this way. Of course, what's going to be funny is if it turns out, because I didn't really look, and it doesn't really say which is which. I don't think it's actually going to matter. Yeah, pretty sure I got them on the right way. But now that's on there, and eventually, that's actually kind of interesting because this goes on here. I'm pretty sure. That's usually where the starter goes. It's going to be a push fit because it looks like a screw hole in here, but there's no way to put looks like a screw hole in here, but there's no way to put a screw in here now because it's on the bell housing. And that, my friends, is all there is to do in this stage. Like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post a new video. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. We do streams multiple times during the week. We'd love to see you there. Links for the Discord, YouTube, and Facebook will be in the description. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you have a great day today and a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video.